Thank you very much, and thank you for inviting me again. We spoke just a moment ago about moving mountains, and I must say that it resembles a little bit moving mountains when you speak about the Israeli-Palestinian peace. I will be the spoiler of my own short lecture by saying yes to the question. It is possible to make peace between Palestinians and Israelis, among other reasons because they are both people. This is a secret, but they are both peoples, and they are right and they are wrong, and they are very worried, and they feel victims. But eventually, most of them understand, in normal situations, not right now, now it is too hot, that if you go for the zero-sum game, you will always lose, whether you are the zero or the sum. And when you go for the win-win, you give up on something which seems at the moment very dear. And eventually you understand that you can resolve the problem or give up on it without feeling that you lost the world. And because of that, I cannot be pessimistic. Now people ask me, but now? I mean, you really believe that something can be done between the two peoples? And actually, this question is playing into the hands of those who want to paint the other side as if there are no differences. All the Arabs are the same, all the Jews are the same, all the Israelis are the same. Jews from Israel, Jews from the diaspora, they're all the same. They want all the same thing. And in this kind of kindergarten definition, you can kill everything like that. You know them. Don't tell me about Arabs. Don't tell me about Jews. We know exactly what is the exact thing. What do they want, which is so unique? They want to live. They want their kids to find employment. They want their kids to finish the university. They want to see their their grandchildren and grandchildren. That is exactly what they really want. Which makes me still far from pessimistic about it. And the fact that we failed, the fact that we did not deliver the goods. I mean, the leadership of the peace camp in Israel, the leadership of the peace camp in Palestine, doesn't mean, of course, that we have to learn from our wonderful experience and stop it. I mean, people don't give up on their efforts just because they did not deliver the goods. You can think about love, for example. Somebody who failed with love is not saying, okay, since I failed, no more love. It is not possible. It is not realistic. And if you say so, excuse me, you are stupid. Because you are giving up on the most important things in your life. Now, it's a little bit too early to really judge the situation. What really happened to us? I think that the most important thing is that we have to become a little bit more humble. The fragility is there. It is everywhere. It is with the Twin Towers. it is in Washington, it is in other places which feel that everything is okay and there is no real threat and they should not be on alert all the time, and something, a black swan, is surprising them. What? That a plane would destroy the twins, the twins? No way. Not in America. America lives its own life. It was never attacked and will never be attacked. Yeah, until 9/11. And on the Israeli side, there was a kind of a consensus that Hamas was actually threatened by us, that they believe that they will be stupid if they attack us because they will pay the price, that Israel is the strongest force in the Middle East, and if, God forbid, something happens, it will find its way to retaliate. And this is not exactly the story. And we found out that people with quite elementary weapons were able to shake our security, and that the asymmetric confrontation between a terrorist organization which became a kind of a government, a failed government in Gaza, is meeting, what is it? An elephant, a lion, you choose it. Big, cumbersome, heavy, rich, able, committed. And this confrontation, this meeting is horrible because the elephant doesn't know how to react, how to retaliate in a very minor way, very relative one, exactly in reference to the big blow that it got. And then what you find after 7 months is that Israel is carrying a crazy attack of dismembering babies, of raping women, of taking hostage people close to 90 years. I mean, it is beyond the understanding. I mean, we are used to different things. We are used to wars, we are used to attacks, we are used to terrorism even. Not that one. So it didn't only take us by surprise, but it shook our sense of self-confidence in a major way. And on the Palestinian side, look what they did to us. I mean, we are not those who raped the women. So now, after a few hours of terrorism, even if thousands of people were killed, we are paying the price. I mean, look, they are killing our babies. They are hurting innocent people, and it's unfair. And the world is looking at it and says, yes, they have a point. Again, we are in the same loop, a competition of victims. This is our story. The Jewish people, the Palestinian people. We are hurting each other. We feel that we are the victims. And we ask the world to side by our truth, which will never bring us to peace if we are just satisfied by convincing the third parties that we are right and the other side is wrong. So Israel is mourning. It never happened to us. You know that you cannot say in Israel today or in the last 7 months, how are you? As simple as that. People don't ask, how are you? Now, you ask, how are you, without thinking about it. You see somebody, how are you? And the answer is, fine, it's okay, thank you. But you cannot say it's okay, you cannot say it's fine. So you are asking a question which will get an impossible answer, and if you don't want to embarrass the other side, you say nothing. Can you imagine saying nothing when you meet? Hi. Something like that. And there is a very big question of how are we getting out of it. I thought that Israel should have demanded that Hamas will leave Gaza 7 months ago. Elsewhere, they will save their own lives. They will never, or they will not come back to rule Gaza anymore, and other Arab forces, including the Palestinians first and foremost, would replace Hamas. This could have been the best solution, although I'm not sure that Hamas would have accepted this demand. But there was no such a demand at all. And the decision to retaliate, which was so understandable, is something that Israel paid a lot for. A lot. I mean, we got such a wave of anti-Semitism by people who, by definition, are looking at the world in black and white. They are not reading books before they demonstrate, and nobody can demand that they will do something like that. So it is a story of superficiality. And the price, I mean, being a, for example, the issue of the ICC or the Court of Justice. The crazy thing in history is that these were mainly Jews who were behind these ideas of bringing villains to court after the Holocaust. This was you can point exactly at the Jews who did it, who pushed for it. And now we are the ones who are blamed for genocide. And the feeling is that the whole world is against us in an unfair way. Is it true? Sometimes, not always. Sometimes we deserve the criticism of the world. Sometimes the criticism is not based. But the feeling is that we really got something awful in our face, and that we are blamed by the world, that we are the villains and the poor Palestinians are the victims. Now, what does it mean? It means that we have to go back to the negotiation table and to speak seriously, rather than to try to convince each other that we are right and you are wrong, because we will never succeed. And each side will carry its own victimhood, as we did in the last 75 years, maybe. So what happened is that this Palestinian-Israeli solution is back on the agenda. Had I appeared here 8 months ago, not more, 8 months ago, you would say, again, the Palestinians and the Israelis, what about Kashmir? Do they have anything new? Is it possible to solve Kashmir? Is it possible to solve Palestine? Apparently not, and you have on both sides quite problematic leaders. One doesn't want to do anything and is against partitioning the land, another is too old. So maybe we can wait another generation, it's not a problem. And in the meantime, you can speak, tell us what is about Palestine and Israel. This is not the case anymore. This is not the case. People are speaking seriously about a two-state solution, understand that this is the only solution, which is reasonable, and even more so, the leader of the free world, at least for the next, 5 months, 7 months, hopefully more, but at least for the rest of the year, is repeating the idea of a two-state solution twice a day at least, which is very important. He may not necessarily impose peace, because I don't think that there was such a precedent, but he may have an impact on the Israeli scene internally and on the Palestinian scene internally. And the Arab pragmatic states are ready to take upon themselves the responsibility of governing Gaza if Hamas is out and if there is a political horizon. In other words, readiness to talk about the two-state solution. And the point is that this is the plurality in Israel and also in Palestine, the support for a two-state solution, but the majority has other ideas. It's not that they don't want anything. Unilateralism, of course, getting rid of the other side and things like that. So the two-state solution is back. It is supported by most of the media in Israel, and the Arab countries are ready to be involved. Now, we have a plan. It is the Biden plan. Biden put it on the agenda a few months ago, leaked it to the New York Times and to the Washington Post, but never presented it officially. And he speaks about 3 stages. Nothing is mind-boggling. I mean, he's speaking about ending the war in Gaza, freeing all the hostages,